with my mouse all the way over on the far side there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Daedalus Point. Down here in the bottom right, the purple Protoss from Alloy Esports, he is the Donut. And up here in the top left, from Infinity Gaming, the red Terran, she is MyDarling. Donut throws the pylon down in his own base. He is content. Go with a standard expand. See what Donut opts to do here. Looks like a standard barracks along with probably gas in just a second as soon as the amount of minerals matches the amount needed for a refinery. No probe out on the map just yet. Need a second here. Try and fix some lag issues. Hold on one moment, people. Trying to fix some lag issues. This is part of the reason I didn't want Atlas to schedule the tournament so late, because my internet service provider seems to have a habit of going out at certain points in time. And hopefully the internet stays stable. For the time being, it looks like it's stabilized for a little bit. And it's not cooperating with me, ladies and gentlemen. So bear with us while we try and do this as best we can. Darling gonna open up Reaper and skip with an SCV just to make sure. Going to see two pylons. Where is the third one going to be placed? Do apologize for the lag, everybody. It is my internet service provider, and we do not have a backup streamer. Unfortunately, if we lose me, that is the end of the stream, and that would be significantly unfortunate. Starport goes down for Darling. She is going for that 1-1-1. She does so love. And you know what? On a map like this, I like her odds. Extremely large map. good places to actually place siege tanks and drop units in medevacs. And I'm getting my own lag screen. Donut, meanwhile, going for Nexus, going for a standard expansion, not playing aggressively like he has been this entire series, going for Robo. And it looks like the Stalker going to go ahead and bail away from those 5 Marines. And it looks like we got over the hump with the lag, so yay! Much yay. We will stay until one of them says get the hell out. Beyond that, I don't know what we can do. Unfortunately, our stream team is very limited, especially at awkward hours or inconvenient hours. So if you would like to join the Infinity Gaming stream team, please come to inf-gaming.net and show us why you can do better than these people that currently do it. Meanwhile, Darling moving out. It's the same build that she's been going for so far all day. Where is the Mothership Core? The Mothership Core makes this build so very difficult to pull off. That's the problem. There's really no great angle for it. Both players, fatigue starting to set in as well. And I don't know if I like Darling's chances here. Again, if the anti-air gets taken out, and actually a bit of a misplay there by Donut. Losing a couple of units there for free. And he's going for a quick robo to try and counter this. Is it the best option? I don't know if it is. This is awkward. Darling doesn't see the observer. He's trying to decide which angle does she want to go in. No Colossi started yet. And the tanks are a bit confused as to which way they want to go. Back and forth they go. And Darling's posturing. Going for a natural behind this, but it might be a little late. And there we go. Photon overcharge goes down. And this is actually not the best engage angle. Darling needs to keep out of that photon overcharge. Unfortunately, the main would have a photon overcharge if needed as well. Tank getting out of position. Both tanks getting out of position. Might lose one. And will lose one. Might lose both. But you know what? This actually baits in the majority of Donut's army, and he loses a couple of Stalkers. Meanwhile, Donut behind this, going for Colossi and Thermal Lance. I mean, that's his natural follow-up. If he can get that off, that would be great. Can he, though? Bit of a misclick, losing more units for free. Donut being a little sloppy here near the end of this tournament run. One more Photon Overcharge. And the SCV repairing the tank, actually getting in the way of the tank, and might actually be causing the death of said tank. A couple of Vikings heading out here. Back at home, double reactor at Starport. Tank's really going to help against the Vikings. I mean, the Vikings really going to help against the Colossi. It's been that late of a night, people. And it looks like there might just be too much Protoss here for Darling. The anti-air is quite a lot, and actually the Banshees kind of backfire there. And all of Darling's army gets crushed there. 30 SCVs to 42. She is in a lot of trouble. Vikings going to land and try and do what they can against these stalkers, and actually going to chase the stalkers back. Honestly, a Viking instead of a Banshee would probably be a better option in this build, now that I'm looking at it, to take out that Mothership Core, because the Mothership Core really seems like the only thing that's keeping the Protoss alive at this point. Or at least during that build. Templar Archives comes down, and if we see storms, I think that might just be it. It was a good run, but Darling might have just come up short here. She's down in workers, down in army supply. Actually, up in army supply. But down in tech. Stim, concussive shell, and combat shield. Just a bit shy of finishing here at the 13-minute mark. I think we might see one more push here from Darling. If she could snipe that Mothership Core, that would be a huge help. Problem is that that Colossi is still a lot of work. Meanwhile, 3 photon cannons here. It's gonna be really hard to break Psionic Storm on the way. Meanwhile, back at home, Darling in a little bit of trouble here. Not the economy she wants. Needs that third base at some point, but I don't think there's any point in this game she'll get it. Donut cruising on a high right now. He realizes all he has to do is not screw up right now. Here come the units from Darling. It's really going to just kind of be a desperate attempt. Here comes the Photon Overcharge. Gets put down. The Vikings come in from the side. Sidestorm isn't done yet. And the Colossi are going to start going down. Is there enough here for Darling? I don't think there is. The Zealots are really what's keeping Donut from getting crushed in on. But then again, here comes a stim. A pretty heavy stim. Sidestorm isn't done yet, but once it finishes... Oh, and a blink onto the medevacs, and that's going to take out so much army right there. SCV wants to start a third command center. Might be a bit of a pipe dream at this point. 2 more bunkers going down. There are no more Oh, I'm sorry, there are 2 Colossi. 1 actually survived. And 1 was being made, and you know what? 2 Colossi, Sidestorm, and a couple of Stalkers. I don't see there any way Darling actually holding this, especially being down in army supply. The power of Protoss. Let me see it, people! Third command center, third Nexus going down as well. And a couple more Zealots to tank. Bunkers get done. Sidestorms are available. But gonna wait until the bunkers go down. Sidestorms on everything. 2 Colossi to back it up to 1 Viking. And Donut's gonna get his rematch with Towelie. Oh, this is gonna be fun to watch in the next matchup. Darling just not quite enough. Not enough to push through. It's a good build, but it has a weakness in Photon Overcharge. And I think that's going to be it. Darling trying desperately to do what she can. And Archon tanking so much damage. 1 Viking might get a Colossi here. Gets the Colossi. 2 Vikings, but not enough to get rid of the rest of the Colossi. And not nearly enough to deal with the Stalkers blinking on top. GG! Donut going to hit his 2nd finals in as many seasons.